let's talk about the ending of Dispatch, this season finale, right quick. Spoilers, spoilers, spoilers ahead. And I must say, this is going to be the rawest video I hopefully ever make on this channel, unless something super bad happens. But something like entertainment, game, fun, whatever wise, this is the most conflicted I've been in so long. I'm not going to be doing much editing or anything cute, fancy, or nothing like that. I just need to talk because my thoughts and feelings about this game are so complex. So I will like just start off immediately. Let's start off on a good note. I really liked the game. The sending out the people on the missions were fun. Not combat, the dialogue choices, they're great. The characterization of the crew, loved it. I don't have a single person I dislike. But that ending threw such a wrench in everything I had like emotionally invested. And it's not because it was bad, it's because it's unclear. Okay, now spoilers ahead. Of course, if you watch this, you click this video, you've stayed here. I'm just gonna keep talking. Do what you have to do. Goodness, I'm upset. Okay, is it upset? I don't know. I don't know how I feel. But okay, let me talk about my journey through the game. I built up my Robert as one, like he was a hero and he fell in his like quest for vengeance. So now he has to rise up and bring this villain team that are trying to be heroes with him. Okay, we can do that. Along the way, you get a couple romance options. All right, shout out to Robert. Let's see what we're gonna pick for you. I go for Invisigal. That's my type. Don't worry about it. I've had to record. This is the second time I'm doing this video because I wasn't satisfied with the first. I've sat on it, and let's see how we go. Okay. I pick Invisigal, and I know she has her problems, but like we're gonna work through it. I'm not giving up on any member of this team. The job was make these villains into heroes, and that's what I'm going to do. But by God, let's just skip ahead a good deal. Every time she gets to make a suspicious decision, she takes it. So let me rewind a little step back. Episode 6 ends. This is where everybody blows up with their reactions online, and she makes her decision. And we're talking spoilers now. Chase like takes the fall for her. He gets. It looks like he dies. And then, okay, Chase is just in the hospital. Cool, great, we can work with that. But she's suspended. Cool. Vibes are horrible in the office. They want me to cut her. Valid. I defend her. Like, I'm not going to give up on any one of you. I know I had to cut Sonar. There's a whole methodology behind why I cut Sonar instead. I had to cut Sonar, but like I'm not going to give up on Invisigal. She needs help the most, but she's also not going to give up. She wants to be a hero. She wouldn't have gone back and try to fight that jewel thief if she didn't want this. I don't believe it. I don't believe she would have given that another chance. There's a moment in the locker room. She says, "I wish you looked at me like you looked at Blonde Blazer." And we're like, So there's a couple ways to interpret this. There's of course, the romantic way, but I wasn't pursuing that. There, of course, is like the hero aspect of it. Look at me as a hero, just like you look at Blonde Blazer as a hero. That one's a bit worse, but I guess Blonde Blazer has always been there to like pick him up. Excuse the train behind me. What else is there? So it's like a couple ways to look at what she talks about, and then she makes a move on you, uh, and like, well, I missed that. She tells you her backstory of how she planted the bomb on you, and that's perfectly fine. Like, yo, you did villain stuff when you were a villain. That's exactly what Robert said. It's to be expected. I'm not gonna hold that against you. And she says conveniently, she made the whole deal. She put the bomb on you, and she would be able to keep these augments to like increase her lung capacity. But after she planted the bomb, she said they conveniently stopped working after she left their group. Let's put a pin in that. She makes a kiss on you in the locker room. She leaves. Okay. I'm trying so hard to believe in her and just like do everything. Like, okay, you did bad things before. It doesn't have to be who you are now, you know? Flash forward quite a bit more. And now she's sneaking around in the lab with the pulse. First off, she had the pulse and didn't bother to communicate that with anybody. The lack of communication, it will always kill me with characters like this. Like, just talk to me and we can work something through. And there's always that excuse of, I wanted to protect you. Help me protect me then. Let me help me. Is that such a bad thing to ask? Okay, but she's sneaking around the lab. She has the pulse. And Roy tells me not to believe in her. And there, if you haven't caught the theme, I'm believing in my guys. I'm a believer. Let's flash forward again. Fast forward, flash forward. I don't care right now. Let's get to that end fight. Shroud said that he knew that we would fall for Invisigal. He planted her there so that we would fall for her. Our soft heart. I know this is when endings start to differ based on how many decisions you make, but this is what happened in my game. So this is how I'm feeling. So it wasn't enough. They're like, oh yeah, he knew. Like Invisigal worked for him to plant the bomb. That's one thing. So you mean to tell me there's a second layer where this is the part, because he's subverting her story. She said the day after she planted the bomb, she went to SDN and signed up for the hero program immediately. But here comes Shroud saying, oh, we planted her there. And so let's go back to that pin we put. She said, Invisigal said that her augment stopped working when she quit out on the team, quit out on the bad guys. It would make sense if like a sort of backdoor deal was made between Shroud and Invisigal. Oh, you work off, you be our like deep cover mole, and then I'll get you your augments back or whatever. You won't have to pay me back. Something along that effect. But they never visualize it. It never really happens. He just says like, oh yeah, I planted her there so that you would fall for her. Bro, I was out of commission for months. How long does she need to be undercover? He's just that much of a master predictor, right? Yeah, okay, sure. And I know, at least on endings I've seen from other people, he like tweaks his dialogue, like, "Oh, I knew you would have fallen for both of them," or even someone that would have blonde blazer still couldn't help but want more. And it's like, okay, he thinks he's Aizen, the all according to Keikaku or something. But anyway, let's see. He says, let's go back to that. He talks about how she's deep cover, right? All right, let's hold on to that. Because this brings up the point where I don't know who to believe. Invisigal, when she said she signed up to be a hero immediately, or Shroud, where he said like, oh yeah, that was my mole the whole time, putting on an additional layer. I found a Reddit post that talks about it exactly. The second double agent twist not only undermines her entire arc as it calls into questions what actions she took were actually of her own volition, but it makes no sense within the context of the episode. If she were truly a mole until the very last minute, why did Shroud almost kill her on the ship? Did he know Chase was going to save her? If so, what was the point? If he just gets the Astral Pulse there, he wins. No. Why did she keep the pulse from him and then give it to Robert? Why did she help Robert when they attacked SDN? At any point, she sabotages Robert and the Z team, and they get washed. That one's a little bit weird phrasing. Why did she help jump Shroud in the Spider Mech at the end? Same point as before. Was his plan all along to lose in the mech suit where he seemed completely unbeatable and then take Beef hostage because no one paid enough attention to grab him as a last ditch attempt? This is the thing. It undermines it so much. It's just like, why did any of this happen? I don't get it. But I'm gonna come back to what I have to say because I have even more to talk about with Shroud. You can't trust a thing he says. Yes, he paints himself as this like master manipulator, predictor. I know all the odds. I like 16 and a half sounded cooler than 32%. Whatever, dude. But because the thing is, his character, not his character, his depictions are never consistent. Remember we had that bright blue-eyed Miley Cyrus meme looking mugshot photo he had, right? And that's what people were like, oh my god, is Blonde Blazer like the daughter of Shroud? But if we look back at the first comic that like Elliot Shroud shows up in, he has brown eyes. And then you look at the comic you have at the end of this series of episodes, he has blue eyes now. And then he has blue eyes in the mugshot. And he has, I don't remember his eyes at the bar scene, but is it the same person still? What happened to change your eye color? You can lose weight, you can dye your hair, changing eye color, unless you throw in some damn context. Are we really going that deep? Is that something he would have done? Hell, can you have context in prison? All right, I'm bringing up so many more things that I had to think about. But yeah, you can't trust him. And another thing you can't trust him is because in the comic, I will step back, when he jumps you in the bar, he has like the person you cut tenderizing you. Mink. Why is it that he's like gloating, like, oh yeah, this is your father's gun. I've wasted a shot on the bartender, blah blah. But then he talks about how he shot multiple times at the dad. We look at the comic that released with this episode. He shot once. Came up the elevator, pop. What happened to those extra shots? So he's just lying. So we can't even trust what he's saying. He's not a reliable person. Even besides being a bad guy, his own version of events isn't right. I don't know what to believe. It bothers me so much because what's the point of this heart-to-heart if you're not going to tell me everything that's in your heart? You're still working for him technically, because we don't know when she decided to fully embrace it, or or like if this is all part of like, I'll keep acting like I know I want to help Robert, but I'm going to keep acting like I'm working for Shroud kind of thing. And it's too many layers for at some point it just gets convoluted, because we get to the ending. For me, she took the bullet. Shroud shot at me. She took the bullet. And I throttled him. I got rid of him. I said I was going to do it. He got rid of my dad. I thought he got rid of Chase at the end of episode 6. I was going to do it. But then all this stuff of 7 and 8 happens. And I was like, oh, no, you're definitely going now. Goodness. And I still wish for just a little bit more, because I'm not satisfied. I got a good ending. I got the great ending. I got with the girl. I killed the bad guy. It should have been fantastic. It should have been phenomenal. But then that ending is just tainted by him saying she was a deep cover mold that whole time. Because we never get to bring up, when exactly did you come to my side? She takes the bullet. And then when did she decide she wanted to be with me? When did she decide to be with the team? I guess it could have just been in that very last moment where she made things absolutely crystal clear of taking the bullet for me. But it feels so extra. Why would you add on that extra layer then? We already knew she was a bad guy. Why would you say that, oh yeah, she wasn't just a bad guy, she was still a bad guy, even when she was supposed to be a good guy? and then nobody calls her out on it. And Blonde Blazer specifically, when Invisigal is on the stretcher, has this like comment of, "I hope that me always believing in you makes up for the fact that I ever doubted you." Hard line, but also we just heard from that guy up there. She was still on his side. I don't understand. It's so hard. I'm I've thought I went to class, I came back, and I'm still unsure on how to feel. I got everything I should have wanted, right? This is a good ending, right? She's Everybody's alive. I got Sonar back. He's back with the team. She's alive. Chase is up. I'm not satisfied. I want more. Is it because it's like the ending of a game? Sure. I have to wait for whatever happens next. Yeah. But I don't have the answers I want. Shoot, does it even matter? Because in the end, she did choose to save my life. I'm so conflicted. I don't know how to feel. It was a real hard decision at that point if I even should bother to get rid of him. But I know that so long as he's alive and he's counting on me to be the hero I'm supposed to be, he's still gonna keep playing my games. He's gonna still keep plotting. I can't let that happen. It ends here. And I want to believe in the team. I believed in the team so much. I wanted Invisigal to just come back to the side. We can talk this out. We can figure this out. But she keeps doing weird sus shit in that ending, and it's just like, communicate, girl. You want to protect me, but like, I can't go along with your plan if you don't tell me what the plan is. Like, I care so much about the Z team. Girl, I'm down with the day ones. Even if the day ones didn't like me on day one. Like, we're a little weird family and everything. But God, I just wanted a little bit more interactions, more bonding, more clarity. I just gotta go on to the next thing. I guess I might try out The Wolf Among Us, I guess. Not like this. Oh, should I even do that? Because they don't get a sequel either. We'll figure it out. Anyway, I hope you have a good day, good night. I hope you enjoyed the game. I loved it. It was so great. I'm just so conflicted because I don't know who to trust between these two information hoarding characters, just secretive as hell, don't want to tell nobody anything. And when they do tell some, how much of it is even the truth? I don't know. I don't know. Have a good day.